All right, so a lot of times I like to start these out with a quote. This one is going to be from John Maxwell, amazing author, pastor, just a great example and teacher of being a servant leader, which I think is amazing. Quote is, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." I'm Coach Bobby Brown with Sober Life Right. What I do is I help people live their most amazing lives free from drugs and alcohol. I do that a lot of different ways, but primarily through one-on-one coaching and also through these videos. Hopefully these videos get placed in front of the right people, and they learn something from it. I'm going through one of my favorite books of all time, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. This is a top 5 book for me. Absolute encyclopedia of information around what successful people do, like what their habits are, what principles do they live by. Jack studied just successful people all throughout history. He's collected all these great stories, and he's seen like there are common steps. So I've got my own copy right here with me. We are on chapter 20. Chapter 20 today is all about, I'm gonna look at the page here. So I probably should have this a little more prepared, but this is how I roll. All right, commit to constant and never-ending improvement. Wow. So Jack covers some great things in the book, but before I get into that, let me do a couple of the things I need to make sure I do. One, if you don't have a copy of this book, please get it. I am an Amazon affiliate. In my description, I will put the link for you to just click and you can purchase the book. If you do it that way, I'll get a small commission, which helps support me. And I like it when people support me because I'm here to support you. But regardless of how you get the book, just check out the book. I don't care if you find it free online. Like, just if you read this book and you apply the things in here, your life will get better. So that's out of the way. Jack covers some really good things in the book, and I'm gonna continue to look at the book because I have absorbed a lot of information. He talks a little bit about improvement doesn't have to be large. You know, I can get it in my mind that I have to fix everything today. I'll share something that I'm going through. Like I'm working through developing my coaching program and working on advertising and how to get it in front of the right people that are out there and can use the help that I can bring. And I have in my head this way that I want it to all be perfect. Sometimes it's just a matter of doing just a little bit more than yesterday. And I'm realizing that I'm working a lot with AI and ChatGPT, and if you're not using ChatGPT, I highly recommend just get on there. Don't be afraid of it. It's not going to AI is not going to terminate us and take over the world. Surprisingly, what you'll find is that, or what I found, is that the intelligence in ChatGPT can very much be aligned with spiritual ideas. So it's kind of maybe getting a little weird for somebody out there. So let's stay on track. I don't want to lose credibility just because of some of my crazy ideas. But doing small things. And I like to relate things to recovery because that's my life. I am a man in long-term recovery from a severe substance use disorder. What that means for me is that today, all the decisions I make, the life that I'm living, which is pretty amazing, I do that without drugs and alcohol. They're absolutely not a part of my life at all. It's been that way since July 22nd, 2021. I don't put substances in my body. I don't hang out with people that put substances in my body. I don't coach people that put substances in their body. Actually, that's not true. I do also recovery coach. So I do help people that want to not put substances in their body. Some people that do want to put substances in their body still, but can't or shouldn't and want to get to the point where they don't want to put substances in their body. So I can help people with that as well. And I do on a regular basis. I've coached as a recovery coach the last 3 years. I've coached thousands of men and women through all stages of early recovery. What I'm passionate about though is helping people that have already made that decision to now build lives that are just so amazing that the idea of going back to it would be ludicrous. I like that word, ludicrous. Always reminds me of my roots in Atlanta. So yeah, it'd be ludicrous for them to go back to it. And I do that through, I don't believe this is not like therapy session. I don't believe that we have to go to therapy for years and years and years. Some people, tell my therapist friends out there, and I have a lot of therapist friends, not to take away from what they are doing. But I believe that like you can make massive impact in a short period of time if you have a very strong plan. And if you focus on building certain skills and mindsets and habits, like I feel like we can change our lives very, very quickly. I've seen it in my own life. All right, so let's get back to the book because that's what we're here for. Talks a little bit about having a slight edge. And basically that's got to do with like you don't have to do everything to be better than you were yesterday. If today you did 0 push-ups and tomorrow you did 20 push-ups, you're going to have a small incremental change. But if you do that over time, and he used an example of like replacing even like 1 soda at lunch with a gallon of water. In a year's time, you have drank 40 more gallons of water. And you will have something like 50,000 less dead calories that you put in your body. Like those numbers are pretty staggering. It's talked about really well in the book Atomic Habits. That's another book that I highly recommend. So maybe I'll put the affiliate link in that for that too. It talks about like these little 1% increases. That book's got an amazing story about a bobsledding team, I think it was, that they go through and they looked at every little detail of things they were doing. They looked at how they could get like just 1% increments in like all these different areas, and then how that compounds over time. How does that work with recovery? Can I go to just 1 more meeting a week? Can I take another 5 minutes to read something out of some recovery literature every day? Can I pick up the phone and call just 1 addict a day and just ask how they're doing? Can I show up? And over time, like if I keep doing this, I'll talk about like my community for a second. So on a daily basis, I communicate by text at least with over 100 people in recovery. That is a daily habit of mine that when I wake up, and I do it through a gratitude and intentions list. One of the things I found that has changed my life probably more than anything is I start my day out and I write down 5 things I'm grateful for, 3 intentions that I have for the day. I could do a whole video probably. I think I have done some videos on this, so maybe I'll do it's time for another one. But then I send that out to people that I've connected with. And this started with just like one person. When I first got clean, one of the suggestions that was made to me was that, okay, well, you got to stop hanging around people that are doing drugs. Okay. Everybody I know is doing drugs. That's all I've been hanging around with for the last 9 months. So, well, you better meet some new people. So where do I meet these people? Well, I go to meetings where there are people that are recovering, just like me. And then I ask for phone numbers. Hey man, I liked your share. That was cool. Can I get your number? All right, well now, great, I've got this person's number. Well, what do I say to this person that I've only met? The only thing I know we have in common is that we both are not drinking. So that's a good place to start. Well, what if I just send them this gratitude and intentions list? What I learned is that everybody feels like me. Everybody feels weird about texting or calling somebody they don't know. Maybe that's not true. Maybe not everybody. I don't feel weird about it anymore. But in the beginning, everybody feels weird about it. And what I've learned is that you learn a lot about somebody by what they are grateful for. And by doing this and making it a habit, now it's like pretty much anywhere I go, if I'm at a new meeting or if I see some new people or meet some new people, if somebody says something that I connect with or I like, or hey man, I like his shirt, I introduce myself and I ask for their number. And I let them know I'm gonna start sending you a gratitude intentions list. And then, sometimes I may send a list to somebody for a year and they don't respond, but then on, day 367, they will see something on my list and be like, man, I can relate to that. Or, man, I've been through that before. How can I help? Or like, it's crazy the number of people that I have met and that I could, like, if I need something that I can go to. And those are all things that, like, to be successful, you can't do it alone. You've got to have a community, I believe. In fact, one of the measures for success for me, I look at is how strong is my community, and what can I do to make that community better. And so, back to, I guess, the topic, and we're at that time point where it's time for me to start wrapping this up a little bit. So, being committed to constant improvement, and how can I help as a coach in that? So if you're out there and you're sober and you're ready to start doing more, you got the basics down. Early on in recovery, you have to focus a lot on meetings and making sure that you're doing the things to be stable, because when your mind is constantly thinking about using, and you have to constantly put a lot of effort into not using because you're thinking about it all the time, like, that needs to be your primary focus. I definitely believe, at least for me, I know that doesn't matter everything else I'm doing. If I were to pick up a drink today, like, I'd burn it all to the ground. All it would take was just one drink would be enough, I believe, for me to just, like, completely end up spiraling. And everything I've worked on, I will quickly be homeless and end up in jail if I'm lucky, if I survive it. But once you've got that down and you're ready to start building an amazing life, the benefit of having a coach, there's a lot of benefits of having a coach. One, you have somebody that is dedicated to you, somebody that is not going to make you think that the things that you're working on, your dreams, are too small. You're going to have somebody that is willing to spend the time to, like, get honest with you about where you want to go, help you pull out, like, this vision so you can understand it. They're going to help. I can help you to get real honest about where you're at. We can identify the barriers or roadblocks that are keeping you there. Is it a mindset thing? Is it your daily habits? Are there skills you need to develop? Are there different people that you need to have in your life? Then we can make plans together on that. And I've got a structured formula that I do this with, that I've put together here, that I've put together this builder's blueprint formula that is like, it's a systematic, structured way to approach this. And then it's accountability and follow-up, like where the progress is made. It's like in the daily grind, but having somebody there to help hold you accountable, to help you make adjustments as you need them, to help give you feedback on what, help you kind of uncover what's working, what's not working. And then somebody to, like, just tell you the truth, like, just tell you when the things you're doing aren't matching with what you say you want. Like, having that truth teller is pretty important. And it's hard to get that from other people. Even if you've got amazing people that love you, friends, loved ones, because of that, it's going to be, a lot of times they just don't tell us what we need to hear. They don't want to hurt our feelings. They don't want to, as a coach, I'll hurt your feelings. I'm gonna love you at the same time. I want you to achieve your goals. So I think that's enough. That wraps it up. We're almost at 15 minutes and I don't want to go over 15 minutes. So if you're interested in coaching, please put coach in the comments. Please ring the bell. Please like, please share, please comment. Please help me do all the things that help these videos get in front of more people. Thank you.